Okay, so everybody is talking about Diablo 4, which came out about a week ago. And the reason why it's such a big deal is because it's earned a ton of revenue within a very short period of time. In fact, it earned more than half a billion in terms of revenue. And the number that I read specifically online was 666 million, which is, I mean, it makes sense considering what the game is all about. But, the number itself is a bit ominous. But it is what it is. I mean, it's doing way better than Diablo 3 did when it first came out. And the thing is, when Diablo 3 came out back in, I believe it was 2012, um, I think it managed to like earn somewhere around like 6.3 million within its first week. So, Diablo 4 is doing really well. But at the same time, the game, for the most part, I wouldn't say it was overhyped, but it's something that people have been waiting to see for over a decade. And a lot of people are going on record now and saying that Diablo 4 is probably the best installment in the entire series. And that's something that some people might debate. There's a lot of people who still love Diablo 2 from the year 2000, and they think that game's a classic. And the thing was, Diablo 2, when it came out, I mean, it was still playable and it was still a thing before the end of the 2000s decade. And Diablo 3, it was very popular. Everybody liked the expansion packs that came along with it. But at the same time, there were a lot of like high profile video games that came out during the teens decade that most likely overshadowed Diablo 3. And in terms of video game franchises that were popular that could have overshadowed Diablo 3, a couple I'm just going to name would be like maybe Call of Duty. You had Fortnite. Um, you had like various franchises that were big during the teens decade that probably overshadowed Diablo 3, and that's something that could happen to Diablo 4 in the 2020s decade. And just based off of like the pattern and the trend I've seen, it seems like we'll probably just get a Diablo game, like a major installment of a Diablo game, like once every decade. So my guess is that probably like 10 years or 11 years from now, we'll probably get a Diablo 5 if gaming is still a thing, because the world has and can still change dramatically to a point where, I don't know, like video gaming won't be as much of a priority. And most likely, the cost and the price of gaming is going to go up. And that's definitely going to affect people's decision to, I guess, decide whether or not they want to continue playing video games or what have you. But as far as Diablo 4 is considered or is concerned, basically, a lot of people are expecting Diablo 4 to reach 1 billion in terms of revenue earned before the end of 2023, going into 2024.